So, I want to ask you guys some questions. Are you ready? Number 1. Why do girls fall for bad guys and not a nice guy like me? I'm joking, I'm not a nice guy. I think you've already figured it out from my other videos. Number 2. Can you tell if a guy is a wife beater just by looking at him? And lastly, number 3. Have you ever wondered what Austin Jones would look like if he were Japanese? Well, here's the good news. Even if you haven't wondered, you'll find out today because that's what I'll be talking about now. Hello world, this is Dean from Japan. How are you doing today? If you haven't done it already, hit that subscribe button so you won't be Oh man, I can't believe I tripped up saying a really generic YouTuber line. But yes, if you haven't done it already, please hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a video. So there are many things I wanted to share with you guys today, but this past week there have been 2 high-profile sexual assault cases that came out from Japan, and I actually wanted to go over them, but one of them was pretty bloody crazy. So I'm just gonna focus on one case in this video. So the concept of this channel is me talking about Japan with my friends. So I usually talk about things casually, but today I'll be talking about things like domestic violence and assault. So if you don't feel comfortable, please feel free to watch something else, like this video of a monster that eats its own kid. So January 21st was a very busy day for this mega loser Mahoto Watanabe. He is one of the OGs of Japanese YouTube, and he pretty much saw both heaven and hell within a short span of 24 hours.
We're all gonna be rich!
We broke even!
Man, that's quite a ride. On the 21st, he first announced that he was getting married to Yui Imaizumi, a former member of the successful idol group Keakizaka 46 and a TV personality. She is also apparently pregnant with Mahoto's child.
どうも渡辺本です、題の通りなんですけども、かねてよりお付き合いしておりました今泉優衣さんと結婚することとなりました。
Don't you just love how enthusiastic and happy he sounds? I had no idea about who Yui was before making this video, but she seems to have a lot of fans and apparently was a pretty successful idol. So this should be good news, right? It teaches Japanese kids that if you're a successful YouTuber, you can marry an idol. While kids in the West are taught that if you want to date an alt-pop musician, you have to first colonize Mars. So this Mahoto dude has been going on about idols since who knows when. There was this crazy tweet back in 2013. I'm already laughing. This tweet is pretty much crazy, but here it goes. So basically he went, I don't care about having a girlfriend. I don't want one. I don't want to be committed. I don't need it. Idol. I want to date an idol. I want idol as a girlfriend. Oh my god, Jesus Christ, calm down, man. So yeah, I guess the law of attraction did work in his favor, but Mahoto was a really successful YouTuber until 2019. He now has about 724,000 subs, but back then he had about 2.3 million subscribers. I'll get back to why he lost so many subs, but some of you might be wondering what kind of videos he makes. I had a quick look at his channel, and it seems like he's one of those generic, somewhat attractive, but not attractive enough to be on TV guy, doing some generic YouTuber stuff. And as an adult male, I don't have much interest in watching pretty boy being pretty on YouTube. Why would I want to watch it? And I'm not joking, but the kind of videos I actually watch are idol videos. I actually do watch a lot of idol videos, so I want YouTube channels of idols. No, pretty boys, idols. I'm really sorry. I can't do that joke without laughing, but this is where things get a little bit serious, so I'm gonna put my serious face on. So the thing that shocked many guys about the announcement of him getting married is, why is a guy that beats girls like him getting all the attractive girls? A lot of guys just don't understand it, and you don't have to be an incel to wonder why this is happening. So you see, back in 2019, he was arrested for physically assaulting an idol that he was dating and living with. This idol is widely accepted to be Kyoka from the idol group Yumemi the Adolescents. According to the reports, he got drunk, got into a quarrel, and punched and stomped on her face where she sustained a 2-week injury. I mean, I wouldn't even think about stomping someone's face, let alone someone you're dating and you're supposed to care about. It's pretty shocking, and I want to go back to this, but after he made that announcement, many of Yui's fans wondered if she's going to be okay marrying an abuser. Well, spoiler alert, things got a lot worse for Yui. So going back to January 21st, a YouTuber that goes by the name Korekore dropped a bombshell later that evening. So Korekore is a YouTuber that is like Drama Alert in the West, in the sense that people contact him when they have some dirt to dish out on other YouTubers. So during that live stream in the evening, he explained that a 15-year-old girl contacted him to say that Mahoto has been blackmailing her and sexually abusing her. So just to reiterate, a 28-year-old guy was blackmailing a 15-year-old girl. Let's just have that sink in. And what comes next become really, really complicated and messed up to the point that it just seems like one of those crazy Netflix shows that get cancelled after the first season. So Korekore started explaining what had happened. So it all started from back in November 2020, last year, when Mahoto was already dating Yui. He asked on Instagram stories whether anyone was crazy enough to send him a picture of themselves with their breasts covered with some scotch tape. The 15-year-old girl, who was a fan of his, sent him a photo of herself doing just that, so she was posing naked with her breasts covered with some transparent tape. I mean, asking for naked photos on Instagram stories is already nuts, but trust me, things will get a lot crazier. So these two started contacting each other, and then Mahoto started saying that if the girl sent him 30 sexy photos, he would actually call her, and that he would actually meet her if she sent him 50 sexy photos. I mean, who the hell does this guy think he is? Then after receiving a few sexy photos of the 15-year-old girl, I guess Mahoto got scared and finally realized that what he was doing was illegal and sick. So to make sure that the girl won't go around saying what she did, he asked the girl to send a photo of herself holding her student ID while exposing her, yeah, that. I mean, yeah, asking anyone to send a photo like that by itself is pretty bad. But again, this is a 28-year-old asking a 15-year-old girl to send photos like that. It's, yeah. Then Mahoto next confessed that he had a girlfriend and he might get married. He also confessed that he can't get excited with his current girlfriend because he likes little girls. I have no idea what he thought he was gonna achieve from this confession, but I think when people say that they have a girlfriend or a boyfriend at times like that, they're pretty much saying that they want to fool around but don't want to take any responsibility. The thing is, an abuser would keep taking advantage of you if you don't stand up for yourself. So he started asking her for more and more, and his demands kept escalating. And he started asking her to send more photos with a lot of requirements, and this gets really crazy. It's like a Santa's wish list made by a pizza. So he asked her to take a photo of her showing her hip in a class, a video of her taking a leak at a school bathroom, and a photo of her touching herself while wearing a school uniform. And the guy is so narcissistic. He even asked her to take a photo of herself with the name Mahoto written on her hip. Even those OnlyFans performers probably don't get requests this crazy. Obviously at this point, the girl got scared, so she talked to her friend. Her friend got pissed off and contacted Mahoto on Instagram. So her friend was like, "Yo, what the hell do you think you're doing to my friend? Do you know what you're doing?" So what do you think happened next? And again, we're talking about a guy who would stomp on a face of a girl he's dating. So we're not talking about any loser, but the king of losers.
I'm the king of the
Losers! He threatened that he will stop talking to a 15-year-old girl and that he had already paid his lawyers so that if she leaked anything, he will have his lawyer attack her and that he will actually expose the photos as well. At this point, she decided to contact Kore Kore for help. And during the live stream on the 21st, she agreed to tell her parents and go to the police, which takes a lot of courage, but it was the right thing for her to do. After the live stream, Mahoto apparently contacted the girl, asking her not to go to the police, saying that he'll quit YouTube and is thinking about divorce. Wow, it's really good to see how much this marriage means to him. And it really seems like he's still trying to manipulate the girl so she won't go to the police. I heard that with guys that beat their significant others, they say stuff like, "Oh, you made me do it." And they also highlight how emotionally hurt he is. The next day, the YouTube agency he signed up with announced that Mahoto admitted that most of the allegations were true, that he went to the police, and that he was dropped from the agency. I kind of feel that the agency should have dropped him back in 2019 when he got arrested for domestic abuse. So under the Japanese law, he could be facing up to 3 years of imprisonment or up to 3 million yen in fines for creating underage pornography. And this will be only possible if the victim, the 15-year-old girl, cooperates with the police investigation. Police investigations and court cases can be lengthy, and the victim will get asked to recount their stories over and over again. So sometimes the victims don't go through with this because it's too much for them, which at times mean that the perpetrator escapes police convictions. In the US, there was a YouTuber musician called Austin Jones who asked his underage fans to send twerking videos.
Hey cutie, so this is like the first basic twerk move. You bend your legs, and then you arch your back, and you unarch it, and you do it faster.
And he's now serving up to 10 years in prison for that. Mahoto should be glad that he wasn't an American. So there are so many things I want to unpack about this. But Mahoto's fans have criticized the girl for sending the photo. I can see their point in the sense that if you're underage and you send a naked photo of yourself, you could get the other person in a lot of trouble even if he immediately deletes the photo. But that's where her blame ends. Teenagers aren't fully developed both physically and mentally, and that's why there are laws to protect them. As a responsible adult, Mahoto should have told the girl that she shouldn't be doing those things. Instead, he was taking advantage of her naivety and the fact that she was a huge fan of his. Hearing this story, I gotta wonder why he thought he'll get away with this. Did he think that he could blackmail a girl for months after months and that she'll keep quiet forever? In his mind, he probably thought that he was invincible after getting that naked photo of the girl. I think with these YouTubers, they have so many adoring teens and they get so much attention from them, it goes to their head and that they think that they can get away with anything, that they are special. In his DMs, he was so manipulative that he was saying that if she doesn't send the naked photos, he would stop talking to her because he can't trust her. The girl kept begging Mahoto to keep talking to her, and he was really taking advantage of the fact that she was a fan. When her friend contacted her, he was saying that even friends and couples take a break, so maybe we should take a break. It just shows how manipulative this guy was. Some people might say that his wife deserves it because she decided to marry a guy who she knew was an abuser. By dating him, you're pretty much saying that what he did in the past doesn't matter. You can also say that she knew the risk of dating someone that was well known to be an abuser. But the child to be born is completely innocent, and she's a pregnant woman who is undergoing a lot of stress now. And learning that Mahoto was messaging a girl and saying things like he's not attracted to the current girlfriend while she's pregnant is a major betrayal. I really hope that the child will be protected and wouldn't have to deal with all this nonsense until the child is a lot older. In terms of why Yui Imaizumi decided to date Mahoto, I think girls in general want to feel that they can change a guy. A lot of romance films feature stories of guys changing for the girl. And when a girl says that they want nice guys, they don't mean guys that are nice to anyone. They mean guys that are nice to them. In terms of evolutionary psychology, aggression can be seen as an attractive trait because it means that they can offer protection and they can get resources when they need to. And the thing is that, nice guys do get girls, but there's a difference between being nice and being confident and being a pushover. And girls don't want pushovers. So after this happened, Kyoka, Mahoto's ex, posted a tweet saying, "No matter how much people try to disguise their true nature, once they do something that harm others, you gradually start seeing their true nature. I cannot accept someone rude that has no decency and keep doing the same thing for years, no matter how many times they get told off. I feel like all dots are connected by a line." So people really don't change who they are. So back in 2019, when it was reported that he was arrested for domestic violence, I saw a tweet saying, "Just like girls can tell girls who play up to guys, guys can tell which guys beat women. Ladies, this is a face of a guy who beats women." So yeah, guys and girls should exchange information on which members of the opposite sex we can't trust. But yeah, I think when you're in love, you don't really listen to the other person. So I don't think guys can always tell which guys are gonna be a wife beater. And I have zero interest in watching a video of a guy that looks like this. I mean, come on, he looks like a kabuki artist. Another thing is that he seems really fake, but the impression I got after watching 2 or 3 videos of him is that he seems to really distrust people. In videos where he is with somebody else, he is always scanning what the other person is doing and is studying the other person a lot. I think people who are genuinely nice in general tend to be more trusting and have a little bit of naivety in them in the sense that they expect everybody else to be nice just like them. If someone is paying that much attention to every move you're doing, you have to wonder why that might be the case. With Mahoto, this is just my opinion, but it really feels like he's waiting for people to disappoint him or step out of line so he has a reason to be nasty toward them. If someone is paying that much attention to everything other people do, everything they say, everything they wear, there is some reason behind that, like a degree of needing to be in control. He probably experienced a lot of chaos in his life, and that probably drives his need to control. It's also really obvious that he has a lot of aggression, and I'm gonna assume that something bad probably happened to him in the past. But because he's a small guy, it's not like he can take his aggression onto other guys or work out his anger through, let's say, something like sports. So I kind of feel like he's the kind of guy that takes out his anger towards someone smaller and weaker than him, like girls. So when he was asking that 15-year-old girl to take those ridiculous photos, it really feels like, rather than something sexual, it probably had to do more about him being able to control somebody else. But being able to boss around a teenager, that is really embarrassing. Well, that was a lot to unpack. I actually want to talk about the other case, but I might do it in one of the other videos. If you have any comments or opinions, please do let me know in the comments section. I do hope the girl isn't too traumatized, but it's good to see that she has a friend and family that she could talk to. I think with abusive and manipulative people, they can seem to be really nice at first, but sooner or later you do start seeing that things don't add up. But because they seem like nice people, their friends might defend them. But if you feel that something is wrong, that something doesn't add up, maybe it's a good idea to talk to a third party who's not biased. Thanks for watching until the end. You guys are awesome, and I can't wait to see you guys in my next video. Until then, take care. And as an adult male, I don't, oh my god.